My name is Kari and I have been attending the Marion Naz since the first Sunday in 2018, which is January 7th, a very major turning point in my life. I have a family of 2 children, my daughter Leah, who attends weekly here with my husband Joe and our son lives in North Carolina and watches online when he's not at work. So a lot of people don't know my story. My biological mother gave me up when I was a baby, and my sister, who was a few years older than myself. And we were raised by a woman who hated us. So I went through a lot of physical, mental, emotional abuse. And it was hard because, I would go to a Christian school where I was taught about how amazing God and Jesus is, and then come home to a life where Jesus and God was not present. And so I spent a lot of my childhood questioning God. Why God? Why me? Why is this happening? What did I do? And so, fast forward to the year 2017, I had just hit rock bottom. I didn't want to live anymore. It got to the point where my physical health, my mental health just became overwhelming. I would literally pray to God, take me. I serve no purpose here. I don't want to live. I'm tired of being miserable. Take me. And so, my husband grew up in a Christian home as well. And, one day he's like, let's go try, different churches in Marion, because he knew I was desperate. And it was totally against his will. He loved the Catholic Church. That's where he grew up. That's where his faith was strong. And the first church we came to was Marion Naz. And I think that's because we had family and friends that attended here. So we had heard, good things about the church. And it was just a few short minutes of listening to Pastor Steve talk. And I don't know how else to describe it other than I had this deep, big breath of fresh air come over me, right into my lungs. And that was such a turning point for me. And I was still struggling. My health was still deteriorating. I was skin and bones. And, my mental health was still, battered and abused. I was still questioning God, why? But it was at that point, coming every week and hearing his message that I was like, God, I don't know what to do. I don't know why I feel the way I do, but I need you. And only you can save me. Every day I prayed that. And it was almost a year. It was the end of 2018 before I heard from God. And I think the biggest turning point was when I quit asking God why, and instead saying, okay, God, I'm in the valley and it's dark. I need you. And only he could get me out of it. And he did. My health has completely done a 360. I have no doubt in my mind what my purpose is. We're still here at Marion Naz. I would just say to anybody out there who, felt like I did, where, you wanted to die, you didn't feel you had a purpose. If God woke you up this morning and you're watching my story, you have a purpose and God has a plan for you. And don't ever take each day that he wakes you up for granted.